Hello everyone, welcome back to Future Cities. This week we will present how information shapes the future city. In this first segment I will introduce the concept of information city. In the next segment, Bernhard Klein will present the role of big data in the context of understanding, making and managing cities. And in the last segment, Chen Zong will show some practical examples of making the invisible visible in the city. The information city describes the extension of information architecture to the urban scale. In analogy to information architecture, the information city has two main meanings. The first meaning is to make the invisible visible on the scale of a city, and thus to help understand the interactions between components of the city, and to design new cities. The second meaning presents how the information city might become a metaphor for the structuring and ordering of vast amounts of data created increasingly by the city's inhabitants and its infrastructure. Gradually, cities seem to take on characters of their own. They are labeled as megacities, industrial cities, green cities, livable cities, rich cities, smart cities, or innovative cities, telecities, infocities, or future cities. These properties of the city are sometimes connected to the society they are positioned in. The information society or the knowledge society has not produced an equivalent adjective with regard to the city yet. We therefore put forward the suggestion that the information society is living in information cities. Cities and urban systems have for a long time been the place where societies accumulated and stored their information. More importantly, they made this information available to the general public in the form of libraries and exhibitions. New today is the ability of any person using computational devices to generate large amounts of data, and in particular real-time data. The storage and display of this information cannot occur in traditional libraries anymore. Instead, the entire city becomes an information organism that at the same time generates data, turns it into information, and displays information in real time. The visualization of this information creates new knowledge about the city and is able to make the invisible visible. Like in buildings, some information is visible, but not all. Coming to a city, we take photos of the obvious information: people, buildings, traffic, and monuments. At night, other information becomes visible: lights in buildings, streets, and parks. Activity and occupancy information show the dynamics of a city. The inhabitants of the city produce a constant flow of data. They can be visualized and taken as basis for observation or future decisions. The first step is to derive a connection between data, activities, and locations in a meaningful sense by establishing relations between data. The plans of today are the historic documents of tomorrow. Seen from the future, they are archaeological items. This view produced the title of an exhibition in Tokyo in 1996, The Archaeology of the Future City, by Takashi Uzawa. It demonstrated the power of combining architecture and information in the sense of information as the new building material of the future dynamic city. The expression crowdsourcing appears around the middle of the first decade of the 21st century, with Second Life as a precursor. Many platforms now support the input of volunteers that contribute information to open calls. Particularly interesting are participatory planning exercises, which are made possible by the extensive use of crowdsourcing. This way, a growing number of persons can direct the development of the planning or the transformation of communities. As an example of information cities, the Urban Observatory was created by the combined effort of Richard Saul Wurman, John Kamen, and Jack Dangemont. It encourages cities to contribute their own data and maps to make them comparable with other cities of the world. The result is an unprecedented view on cities and their characteristics at the same scale. To sum up, information in digital representation will be a major component of the future city. We propose the term information city to differentiate it from the present city and to emphasize the importance of information, its creation, handling, storage, mining, and its refinement into knowledge that is crucial for the city of the future.